Well, good morning, YouTube. I haven't had much time this month to do much riding on my bike. Either my bike's been down because of the oil leak, I've had other obligations like with family, or it's just been the weather. We've had tornadoes come through this part of Georgia, actually all over the state of Georgia. Tornadoes have come through. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss how to promote your rides. I have done a prior episode on how to plan the route for a ride, and it's very lengthy, about 30 minutes long. This episode will be basically how to promote that ride. So if you like what you see, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like it, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell to get notified when new videos come on. Go ahead and comment if you have any suggestions, and don't forget to share if you know somebody that could utilize this information. Alright, so you're going to do a charity ride. You need to promote that ride some form or fashion. You need to get into doing some of the marketing for it. But before you even think about doing it, you got to know your purpose behind this charity ride. You need to know, one, who is it for? Two, why are we doing it for this person? And you need to build some type of sense of urgency for this. The sense of importance behind this particular ride and for this person. Now, sometimes it's not for a person, it may be for an organization. Sometimes it's something that's happened bad in their lives. Sometimes it's something that's good that's happened in their lives. The big thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you can do this in a very short way, and that can grab somebody's attention with few words as possible, and they can already tell, hey, I need to do that ride. You don't need to give all their history. You just need to have something really quick. So you need to figure out who you're doing this ride for, and what is the sense of urgency, the sense of purpose. Why should I choose this one over any other particular event going on that weekend? Alright, so you're marketing your ride. You're trying to get the word out any way you can. One of the ways to do that is using flyers. Every organization that I've been in and have ridden with, they have used flyers. When making your flyer, one thing that you need to be conscious of is the fact that the font that you use on your flyer needs to be something that someone can read, is easily legible, and it's not something somebody has to spend a whole lot of time looking at trying to decipher what this says, or what are they trying to get across here. Something else, the color of the paper and the color of the entire flyer. What kind of graphics are you using? Are you staying in color? Are you just doing it black and white? I can tell you, a black and white flyer is not going to catch anybody's attention. You want something that's going to catch somebody's attention. You want colors that pop out. If you look at your road signs like this, they're yellow. They're yellow for a reason, because yellow is the first thing that comes to your eye. So do it in the yellow background. Maybe have it on yellow paper. Then you can do the black lettering. Pick good colors that are going to pop, that's going to make people look at it. Second, watch your grammar. Make sure you get somebody to proofread this. Get a second person to proofread. Get a third person to proofread it. Get somebody to check it for spelling. I see too often people use this really fancy font, and you really can't understand exactly what it's saying. Also, keep it simple. Have your date, your time, who it's for, why you're doing it. Have that down. Have your contact information on there. Your contact information should consist of your Facebook, your Instagram, your website, maybe a phone number of whomever you need to contact for that. But have that kind of stuff down there. That way they can get in touch with you some form or fashion so they can get more information. You don't need to give all the information away on that flyer. That flyer really just needs to be an eye catcher that's going to say, hey, look, we're going to have a 50-50, we'll have this, we'll have that. You can get into the specifics of what you're doing drawings for, who this person is, telling their backstory and everything. You can tell all that later on, but for the flyer, you really want to say, hey, look, we're going to do a ride. We're going to do it on this date. It's being sponsored by so-and-so. Kickstands up, the cost, all that. That's all they need to know. Now, on your Facebook, you need to continue on with it through social media. That means Facebook, Instagram, whatever else you may use, YouTube. Get that word out there through these particular different styles of social media. That way people can ask those questions, but still keep the original post very simple. You can answer those questions through comments, and that's the appropriate place to put those specifics is in the comments. Like if you're doing it on Facebook, get yourself a thumbnail that you've made up that will pop, that'll be eye-catching. Usually some type of picture of a group riding. Get something that'll pop out that's going to say, hey, look, come ride on this ride with us. Don't use the same thing that you see everybody using. Yes, if it's a memorial ride, then write it that it's a memorial ride. If it's a ride for the homeless, write that out. But have a really cool picture in the background, some kind of graphic that's going to make people's eyes stop right there, and they're going to look into the event. When you make the event, make the graphics pop, because that's what people are looking at. When they're scrolling through Facebook, they're not looking at words. They're looking at pictures. You need to go to your local radio station. Go to some of your TV stations and see if they will do a spot on your event that you're going to do, especially if it's a charity ride, something for somebody that is very well known in the community. A lot of times those news stations, the TV stations, they report so much bad stuff. They're always looking for something positive to report on. Now, a lot of times the radio stations, they will announce it themselves. But I've done a radio spot once, and the radio announcer said, hey, why don't you do it? I wasn't prepared for it, so I had to quickly jot down everything that I was going to say. I took in a flyer with me, so I had something to read off of. You still want to keep the basics. You don't want to go in too much depth on that. Just keep the basics, because they're going to edit everything that you do or say. So keep to the basics. Don't go into a great big huge detail over what this ride is all about. Make sure, again, that you give them the contact information, the phone number, emails, Facebook pages, Instagram that they can follow, YouTube that they can follow. Give all that information. If you've got a website for your organization, make sure that that website is posted on the TV station, or you clearly state what that website is on the radio station. If you're going to have somebody representing you on the radio or on TV, you want to make sure that this is a person that's going to represent the club well. They're going to have the image, if they're going to be on TV, that you want to display as part of your organization or your club. You want them to be well spoken. You definitely do not want somebody up there on the radio that constantly uses poor grammar. You want to make sure that this is somebody that has a good radio voice, someone that is well knowledgeable of how radio and TV works, because there will be editing going on. Make sure that you know what you want to say well ahead of time. Write it down. Script it out. Don't go in there and try to wing it. Have word for word what you want to say. And these radio spots and the TV spots need to be aired, especially if it's a radio spot that can be constantly aired over and over, and it's a short little ad spot. You need to make sure you air that anywhere from 4 to 6 months prior to your ride. The good thing about using radio is that you can get out to a much broader group of people within your community. I know my radio station here, we have one, and I can reach up to, I believe it's almost 100 miles away. If I can get that kind of exposure to my organization, then I've done something really good. I can get people, like if I live here in Dublin, I might be able to get somebody that lives in Augusta or Savannah or Macon to come out to our event because they heard it on the radio. Furthermore, constantly go to other events. Make sure that those other events know that you're going to put on an event, and try to make sure that your event does not go at the same time as another very important event. It makes it hard on riders to try to choose which one they want to do. So make sure you're in touch with your other clubs and your other organizations. Summertime is the time for rides every weekend. So if you put yours well ahead of time, 6 months ahead of time, then there shouldn't be a reason why someone would have an event at the same time as yours if you post it on Facebook 6 months ahead of time. If you get those flyers out 6 months ahead of time. If you get it on the radio 6 months ahead of time. Okay, so you have gone and marketed your ride through Facebook, doing flyers, getting on the radio, maybe getting a spot on the TV news channel. You've done all this, but what you have to do, even if you don't go to the news or to the radio, you have to go to your local businesses. You need to get sponsors, people that are going to give to the organization or to the cause. You got to give them a reason to give. You got to sell the idea to them. You got to see if you can give them a flyer that they will post and put out there to help advertise this event that you're putting on. You need to get door prizes. So you can have raffles for door prizes. You can do drawings for door prizes. Some people like to do these t-shirts. And what you could do is have a t-shirt and have a business card size ad on the back of the t-shirt. And that business card ad could cost $100 for that business. You get probably about 10 to 20 of those. You've already paid for your t-shirts through just the ads alone. And you offer the first 100 bikers a t-shirt, a free t-shirt, along with the ride. And Or you could sell the t-shirts for $5 to $10. That would help make money. But the thing is that you're getting sponsors, people that are going to help sponsor this ride. And I would say don't take, take anything that you can, but to make that ad place on the back of the t-shirt, that needs to be at least probably about $100 sponsorship to be an ad on the back of the t-shirt. That way they can show that, that they gave and that they are really sponsoring this event. When you're going out to place those ads and those flyers out at the various different businesses, you want to make sure you're hitting a certain radius around the event that you're going to hold. You want to go anywhere from 50 to 100 miles outside of just where you are. Of course, you want to stay and have a lot there local as well. But like here in Dublin, I would want to make sure that I'm going to Macon. I go down maybe to Tifton, to the Harley Davidson store there, to the various different bike shops. And don't just go to a specific brand. Don't just go to Harley Davidson. Hit your Suzuki, your Honda, your Kawasaki dealers. Hit all those dealers up, and also your independent bike shops. The shops that sell leather, shops that are going to be out there that sell biker goods and stuff like that. You want to make sure that they are a part of this as well. Give them a flyer. That way they can post it up there and quite possibly see if you can make that one of your stops at for your ride. Just like I said in one of my prior episodes about your planning your route, you need to think about your participants, their skill level, but also you need to think about the participants that do not ride a motorcycle. There are plenty of people out there that would love to donate and be a part of this event that do not ride a motorcycle. Give them something that they can do as well. Maybe have a car show along with the bike event, or maybe a drive-in where they can drive into the final destination and they can still be a part of the entire event that you're hosting. But don't just keep it to the 2 and 3 wheelers that are out there. If you like what you've seen today, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell to get notified when new content comes up. Also, make sure you share it if you know somebody would like to watch it. Comment, leave some comments down below. That's how I improve myself. I can also, hold those conversations with folks. Until next time, ride safe and always get back home.